My beloved child, before your thoughts race ahead, remain here for just a little while, because what you are about to hear is not a message of panic but a quiet invitation to notice something your heart may have been overlooking. There are moments when two people stand closer to understanding each other than they have ever been before, yet silence makes the distance feel greater than it truly is. This is one of those moments. Don't skip, because something important is waiting for you, and it cannot be understood by reading only the first few words. Listen carefully to the gentle space between every sentence, because that is where the deepest meaning often hides. The story unfolding around your connection has not been written in loud declarations or dramatic scenes. Instead, it has been moving through small choices, quiet reflections, and emotions that neither of you has fully expressed. Your soulmate has been carrying questions they have never spoken aloud. They have replayed familiar memories, searched for hidden meaning in ordinary moments, and wondered whether the path they imagined still leads toward you. That uncertainty has not appeared overnight. It has grown slowly, almost invisibly, like a shadow stretching across the floor as evening approaches. Yet even now, nothing about this moment feels final. Sometimes the greatest turning points arrive just before someone convinces themselves to stop waiting. Sometimes hope becomes the quietest voice in the room precisely when it deserves to be heard the most. Stay till the end, because there is a realization approaching that changes the way every earlier moment begins to look. Your soulmate has not simply been thinking about what happened between you. They have been asking themselves who they have become because of knowing you. That question is far more powerful than either of you realizes. Deep inside, they are discovering that certain connections refuse to disappear simply because time passes. They linger, not as unfinished chapters, but as gentle reminders that some conversations have not truly ended. And while they stand at this emotional crossroads, another unexpected detail is quietly taking shape. A detail so subtle that it could easily be missed, yet it has the power to transform everything you thought this story was leading toward. That quiet discovery begins in the very next moment. A quiet shift is already happening, although almost no one would recognize it from the outside. Your soulmate appears calm, continuing with ordinary routines, exchanging familiar conversations, and moving through each day as though nothing has changed. Yet beneath that steady surface, an unexpected realization has begun to rewrite everything they believed about this connection. The answers they once searched for in other places have started leading them back to the same thought again and again: you. Not because of fantasy, not because of coincidence, but because certain memories refuse to lose their meaning. Don't skip, because the next few moments reveal why this matters far more than it first appears. There comes a point when a person grows tired of guessing. They stop asking whether they should keep hoping, whether another sign will appear, whether another conversation will finally make everything clear. Your soulmate has reached the edge of that quiet question. They are not standing there with anger. They are standing there with reflection. They have been telling themselves that perhaps the kindest thing to do is simply let life move forward. Yet every time that thought settles into their heart, another memory quietly interrupts it. A smile they cannot explain. A sentence they never forgot. A feeling that still refuses to fade, even after convincing themselves it should have. What makes this moment different is not what they are about to do, it is what they have finally begun to understand. They are realizing that walking away from someone is not always the same as finding peace. Sometimes distance only makes the unanswered questions grow louder. They have started noticing little reminders in unexpected places. A familiar song. A passing conversation. A place they had almost forgotten. None of these moments are dramatic on their own, yet together they are creating a picture that feels impossible to ignore. Something important is waiting for you, because these quiet pieces are beginning to connect in ways neither of you expected. Even so, your soulmate has made one private promise to themselves. They have decided that they cannot remain suspended between hope and uncertainty forever. Before they choose what comes next, they want one final reason to believe this story still has another chapter waiting to be written. They have not spoken those words aloud to anyone. They have kept them hidden, protecting them from doubt, protecting them from disappointment. But what they do not know is that another unexpected moment is already moving toward them, one that arrives without planning, without warning, and without anyone realizing how deeply it will touch their heart. That single moment has not happened yet, but it is much closer than either of you could imagine, and when it arrives, it will uncover a truth your soulmate has been quietly trying not to admit, setting the stage for everything that follows. Without realizing it, your soulmate is about to experience a moment so ordinary that most people would overlook it completely. There will be no grand announcement, no dramatic interruption, only a brief pause in the rhythm of an ordinary day. Yet that quiet pause carries more weight than they could ever imagine. Stay till the end, because this is where the hidden direction of the story begins to reveal itself, one gentle step at a time. For a long while, they believed the strongest memories were the loud ones, the conversations filled with emotion, the moments that demanded immediate attention. But now they are discovering something entirely different. It is the smallest memories that remain the longest. A simple laugh that echoed a little longer than expected. A sentence that seemed ordinary at the time but suddenly feels unforgettable. A look that lasted only a second yet somehow stayed with them through countless days. These fragments have gathered quietly inside their heart, and together they have formed a question they can no longer ignore. They have been asking themselves something they never expected to ask. What if I have been measuring this connection the wrong way? That single thought has begun changing everything. Instead of focusing on what was missing, they are beginning to notice everything that quietly remained. The respect that never disappeared. The warmth that never completely faded. The sense of familiarity they have struggled to replace. They are realizing that genuine connections rarely disappear all at once. Sometimes they simply wait beneath the surface until the right moment allows them to be seen again. Don't skip, because something important is waiting for you. While your soulmate is sorting through these quiet realizations, another unexpected piece is moving into place. Someone close to them, without intending to influence anything, will share a simple observation. It will not sound extraordinary. In fact, it may seem so casual that anyone else would forget it within minutes. But for your soulmate, those few words will unlock a door they thought had already closed. Suddenly, they will begin seeing recent events through an entirely different perspective. That new perspective will not give them every answer. Instead, it will awaken a quiet courage they have not felt in a long time. Rather than wondering whether the story has ended, they will begin wondering whether they stopped reading too soon. And as that thought settles into their heart, another gentle surprise is already drawing closer, one connected to a memory they believed had lost its meaning, but which is about to shine with unexpected clarity. That forgotten moment is waiting just beyond the next chapter, and once it returns, nothing will feel quite the same again. There is something remarkable about memories that arrive without invitation. They do not knock. They simply appear at the exact moment the heart is quiet enough to hear them. Your soulmate is entering one of those moments now. Nothing around them seems unusual, yet inside, a gentle shift is unfolding that cannot be ignored. What once felt like uncertainty is slowly becoming curiosity, and curiosity has a way of reopening doors that once appeared firmly closed. Stay till the end, because the meaning behind this quiet change is only beginning to reveal itself. They have started noticing a pattern that escaped them before. Every time they try to convince themselves that this chapter belongs in the past, another unexpected reminder brings them back to the same place. It is not the reminder itself that matters, it is the feeling that follows. Instead of fading, the connection feels strangely familiar, as though it has been waiting patiently beneath the surface all along. That realization surprises them more than anyone else, because they believe time would make everything easier to explain. Instead, time has made certain emotions clearer. For the first time in a long while, they are no longer asking, "Why did this happen?" They are beginning to ask, "What if I still have something important left to understand?" That single question changes the direction of every thought that follows. It softens old assumptions. It replaces hesitation with reflection. And without fully realizing it, your soulmate becomes more open than they have been in a very long time. Don't skip, because something important is waiting for you, hidden inside this quiet transformation. Then comes a conversation that almost doesn't happen. A passing remark, an unexpected story, or a simple observation from someone they trust causes them to pause. It is not advice. It is not persuasion. It is merely a different way of seeing something they had been viewing from only one angle. Suddenly, they recognize that not every silence means distance, and not every pause means the story has ended. Sometimes life creates space, not to separate people forever, but to help them understand what truly matters when the noise finally settles. That thought remains with them long after the conversation is over. They carry it into the evening, into quiet moments, into the places where honest reflection has no distractions. And there, another realization gently rises. They are no longer focused on what could have been lost. They are becoming curious about what still remains. That quiet curiosity is leading them toward a choice they never expected to reconsider. Yet before that choice is made, one final piece of the puzzle is about to appear, a moment so personal, so unexpectedly meaningful, that it will connect every quiet sign they have been overlooking until now. That moment is closer than either of you realizes, and it begins with something they never intended to revisit. The next step does not arrive with noise. It arrives with stillness. In that stillness, your soulmate finds themselves lingering over a thought they had promised never to revisit. They tell themselves it is only a passing memory, only a brief reflection before moving on. Yet the longer they sit with it, the more they realize it has never truly left them. It has simply been waiting for the right moment to be understood. Stay till the end, because this quiet discovery carries a meaning that reaches far beyond a single memory. As they look back, something unexpected becomes clear. They begin to notice that the moments they treasured most were never the perfect ones. They were the honest ones. The conversations that felt effortless. The silence that never felt uncomfortable. The feeling that they could simply be themselves without pretending to become someone else. Those memories have remained untouched by time, and now they shine brighter than ever before. What once seemed ordinary now feels incredibly rare. Don't skip, because something important is waiting for you. Your soulmate has reached a point where they can no longer ignore what their heart keeps whispering. They are beginning to understand that letting go is not always about forgetting. Sometimes it is about making peace with the past while remaining open to what the future might still hold. That realization lifts a quiet weight from their shoulders. Instead of searching for certainty, they begin welcoming possibility, and possibility has a remarkable way of creating new beginnings where none seem to exist. Then, almost without expecting it, another gentle reminder appears. It could be a familiar place, a meaningful date, or even a simple phrase that echoes through their thoughts at exactly the right time. It lasts only a moment, yet it changes the atmosphere inside them completely. They pause, smile without realizing it, and for the first time in a long while, they stop asking whether this connection is fading. Instead, they wonder whether it has been patiently growing in ways neither of you could see. That single realization becomes the turning point. It does not answer every question, but it gives them something even more valuable, a quiet sense of hope that feels genuine, steady, and unforced. And as they carry that hope forward, another unexpected piece quietly falls into place. Someone is about to notice a change in your soulmate before they even recognize it themselves. That observation will lead to a conversation neither of you could have predicted, and hidden inside that conversation is the moment that may reveal what has truly been in their heart all along. Long before a single word is spoken, people often reveal themselves through the quiet changes no one expects to notice. That is exactly where this story now begins to deepen. Your soulmate has not announced anything. They have not made a dramatic decision or shared their private reflections with the world. Yet those who know them well are beginning to sense that something within them has softened. There is a calmness replacing the uncertainty that once followed them, and even they cannot fully explain where it came from. Stay till the end, because the meaning behind this change reaches further than anyone realizes. One person, almost by accident, notices it first. They see the thoughtful pauses, the gentle smile that appears for no obvious reason, the way your soulmate quietly drifts into reflection whenever familiar memories return. Instead of asking direct questions, they simply say, "You seem different lately." The words are simple, almost effortless, but they linger long after the conversation ends. Your soulmate does not answer immediately. They cannot, because for the first time they are trying to describe feelings they have only experienced in silence. As they continue reflecting, another realization rises naturally. They understand that they spent so much time searching for certainty that they nearly overlooked something far more valuable: consistency. Through changing seasons, unexpected turns, and moments of doubt, one connection continued finding its way back into their thoughts. Not every day. Not every hour. But always at the moments that mattered most. That pattern no longer feels random. It feels meaningful in a quiet, deeply personal way. Don't skip, because something important is waiting for you. Your soulmate begins looking at the past with fresh eyes. Instead of remembering only the unanswered questions, they start noticing the kindness that was shared, the encouragement that remained, and the moments of understanding that never demanded attention yet somehow became unforgettable. They realize that genuine connections are rarely built through extraordinary events alone. More often, they are strengthened through countless small moments that seemed ordinary until time revealed their true value. As evening settles, they make a quiet promise to themselves. They will no longer allow assumptions to speak louder than honesty. They will no longer let uncertainty decide the ending of a story that still feels unfinished. They do not know exactly what tomorrow holds, but they know they are ready to stop running from the questions that have patiently waited for answers. And just as that quiet promise settles into their heart, an unexpected opportunity begins moving toward them, so natural, so perfectly timed, that it almost feels as though life has been gently arranging it in the background all along. That opportunity has not arrived yet. But when it does, it will invite your soulmate to make one choice they never imagined they would be ready to make, opening the door to the most meaningful chapter of this journey so far. There are moments in life that seem almost invisible while they are happening, yet later become the exact point where everything quietly begins to change. Your soulmate is standing inside one of those moments now, even if they cannot yet see its full meaning. Nothing around them appears extraordinary, but within their heart a new kind of clarity is beginning to replace old uncertainty. It does not arrive all at once. It unfolds gently, like the first light appearing before sunrise. Stay till the end, because something important is waiting for you, and this realization connects every step that came before it. Over the past several days, your soulmate has stopped asking themselves whether they should erase the memories they once carried so carefully. Instead, they have started asking a far more meaningful question: why do these memories still bring me peace instead of regret? That single thought surprises them. They expected distance to remove the feeling, yet distance has only revealed which emotions were genuine enough to remain. The more honestly they reflect, the more they understand that some connections are remembered not because they were perfect, but because they felt deeply authentic. Then another quiet discovery appears. They realize they have been measuring this journey by the wrong clock. They kept waiting for dramatic signs, immediate answers, or life-changing moments, never noticing that the real transformation had been happening through countless small changes inside themselves. Every challenge taught patience. Every unanswered question brought wisdom. Every pause encouraged deeper understanding. Looking back, they can finally see that they have become someone different from the person who first began this journey. Don't skip, because this next realization may be the one that changes everything. Your soulmate begins to understand that hope does not always ask people to hold on tightly. Sometimes hope simply asks them to remain open. Open to listening. Open to understanding. Open to seeing another chapter before deciding the story has already reached its ending. That quiet openness fills them with a calm confidence they have not experienced in a very long time. They no longer feel rushed by uncertainty. They feel guided by patience. And then, almost unexpectedly, something happens that seems incredibly small. They come across a familiar word, a familiar place, or a familiar reminder connected to happier times. For anyone else, it would pass unnoticed. But for your soulmate, it feels like a gentle invitation to look at everything from a new perspective. They pause longer than usual. They smile without forcing it. And in that peaceful silence, one thought quietly rises above all the others: perhaps this story still has one beautiful conversation waiting to happen. That thought does not disappear when the day ends. It follows them into the next morning, becoming stronger, steadier, and impossible to ignore. Without telling anyone, they begin preparing themselves for a step they never believed they would consider again. Yet before that step is taken, one final piece of understanding is about to arrive, an unexpected moment that will reveal not only what has been growing inside your soulmate's heart, but also why the timing of this entire journey has mattered more than either of you ever imagined. Just before a new chapter begins, there is often a silence unlike any other. It is not empty. It is full of quiet preparation. That is where your soulmate finds themselves now. The rush to reach an answer has faded, replaced by something steadier, a willingness to understand before deciding. It is a subtle change, yet it transforms everything that follows. Stay till the end, because this quiet moment carries the answer hidden beneath every earlier clue. For the first time in a long while, they stop looking at the past through the lens of what never happened. Instead, they begin seeing it through the moments that quietly shaped them. They remember the encouragement that arrived when it was needed most, the conversations that felt genuine without trying, and the unexpected comfort that remained even after the words had ended. Those memories no longer feel like unfinished pages. They feel like foundations, patiently waiting for the right moment to support something new. Then an unexpected realization settles into their heart. They understand that they have been protecting themselves so carefully that they almost closed the door on something that still deserved honest attention. It is not about rushing back. It is not about chasing certainty. It is about allowing truth to speak louder than assumptions. That thought brings a sense of peace they have not experienced in a very long time. The weight they carried so quietly begins to feel lighter with every passing moment. Don't skip, because something important is waiting for you. As this calm grows stronger, your soulmate notices something they had overlooked for far too long. Every meaningful turning point in their life arrived when they finally stopped forcing the outcome and simply became willing to see things clearly. That same pattern is appearing again. Instead of asking, "What if this ends?" they are beginning to ask, "What if this deserves one more honest chance?" The difference between those two questions changes the direction of every step that follows. Later, in a peaceful moment when no one is asking anything of them, they make a decision that remains completely private. They choose not to let silence become the final chapter of a connection that still carries respect, warmth, and genuine meaning. They do not know exactly how the next conversation will unfold, but they know they no longer want unanswered questions to write the ending for them. That quiet decision becomes the beginning of a new confidence, one built not on expectations, but on sincerity. And as that confidence settles into place, something else begins unfolding beyond their view. A simple opportunity, so natural that it almost seems ordinary, is moving closer with every passing day. Neither of you can see it yet, but it is already connecting small moments, quiet reflections, and unexpected timing into one complete picture. When that opportunity finally arrives, your soulmate will realize that every pause, every memory, and every unanswered thought has been leading toward one heartfelt choice they are finally ready to make. That choice is where the final part of this journey begins.